actually, there is a sense of the divine every time we get reminded that God has called us in this relationship. Now, look at your spouse. Sige, tignan mo. Tignan mo hanggang sa medyo kiligin or maanoy or depende kung saan kayo nanggaling. Pero I want you to understand this. You see, being with your spouse is actually an opportunity to walk in the divine. To experience that sense of the divine. Why? Because it's a covenant instituted by God.
Best times you're my anomaly, and I'd choose you in 100 lifetimes. I'd choose you.
Whether that's a garden wedding or inside the church, or you got civilly wed, you entered not just a contract but a covenant with God also. That's what happened there. That's what happened. You swore to God first. You weren't swearing to your spouse first. You were swearing to God first.
Yeah.
By virtue of everything that I have, Lord, I commit to you that I will stay faithful to my spouse for the rest of our living days, or whoever dies first. Or if you come first, whichever comes first.
Yeah.
Every day, every moment, every breath you take.
What is the perspective of God?
Yeah.
What does He think about our marriage? And how should our marriage continue on moving towards the direction that He has for us? Many times, the reason why we kind of like quote blemish our marriage is because a lot of our perspective are into it. A lot of it, what I think, what I feel, what you should do, how you should look, how you should become, and equally she would do the same thing to me. And that's where not just the fight begins.
With our union, we will move mountains. We will live on our knees. 'Cause he
Enter our marriage, allowing Him to be the covenant keeper of our marriage. We are assured that this covenant will stay. It's not, of course, no, it causes a response to us, by grace to respond in faithfulness, in grace, with stewardship. Pero it's God's faithfulness that holds that covenant together. So my invitation and my admonition for us today is this. I know we get reminded of the covenant that we made with each other, but are we reminded that God is the one keeping this covenant for us so that we can experience the best of it?
turns black and he comes back riding on the clouds every day and every moment.
That's the goal of communing. It's not just to be able to fulfill each other's needs, but for us to become one. Meaning to say we're learning, we're trying, we're being vulnerable, we're trying to let them know where we're at, we're trying to let our spouse know where they're at. And for us, that's the entire goal of it. God desires us to become one.
Look into my eyes, dear.
A journey of becoming one, but a journey of knowing and walking with the one. An unblemished marriage does not rely on our own efforts, really. If you leave us together and if you take away Jesus, man, sasabog talaga kami. Christ being there, when we journey with Christ first and foremost, then we become closer. You may not be very happy. If you're not happy with your marriage now, you're not gonna be happy with any marriage later on. That's just the truth. You know, if you feel like you can find what you're looking for outside of the marriage that you already have, you're greatly mistaken. You cannot find it outside. Ganun din, the gospel is like that. Any change, any desire to love God, response in faith, I can find that in my relationship with Him. And anything as it relates to becoming one, I can find it within this marriage as long as we're moving to becoming one.
Rest of my life with all